This morning, we're taking a look at the gender pay gap here in Colorado. Recent data shows it's shrinking.
Our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Traylor, is here with us now. Whitney, you've been keeping a close eye on this. Talk a little bit more about the data and why we're seeing this trend.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So we found out that the state's Equal Pay for Equal Work Act, which went into effect in 2021, shows, and recent data, as they've been analyzing this new law, shows that women have reduced the gender pay gap substantially. So since the law became effective in 2021, pay for full-time women workers in Colorado increased from 78 cents to 85 cents for every dollar paid to similarly qualified men. So that's a 7-cent gain compared to a 2-cent gain for states with no transparency laws. So folks, this doesn't mean men's wages went down, but the gap is closing because of women's gains, which is a good thing. So a lot of experts are attributing this trend to our new law, the Equal Pay for Equal Work Act. Now, this law, some employers aren't crazy about, but it requires them to include salary ranges and benefits with the job postings. So the law also, and of course, the important part of the law, it makes it unlawful to pay men and women differently for doing the same job. So as of last year, more than 80% of Colorado companies actually include the pay information for job postings. This is great because if you compare it to 2020, there were less than 25% of employers doing that. That's according to the State Department of Labor. Now, studies show that employers, like I said, are not all crazy about it. They have concerns about losing a competitive advantage because of these transparency laws. But it's clear the experts have concluded, and I agree, that giving women a way to hold employers accountable for unequal pay, as well as the transparency portion of the act, really has significantly reduced the gender pay gap, which is a good thing.
Okay, well, that is some good news right there. Whitney, you also have some data on unemployment in the state. How are we doing right now?
Well, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It depends if the glass is half full or half empty. But overall, I think we're doing pretty well. So there's been some recently updated data dating back to January, and it's showing that the national unemployment rate, it remained unchanged at 3.7%. So that's good. But Colorado, we increased slightly to 3.4% from 3.3 the month before. So this is the highest in almost 2 years, but that puts Colorado kind of right in the middle, tied with a couple other states at 24th lowest unemployment rate in the nation. So when we look at our state's major metro areas, unfortunately, Pueblo had the highest unemployment rate at 5.3%. That's really high. That's followed by Grand Junction, Greeley, and then Denver at 3.8%. Now, good news, the state continues to add jobs. So in January, we added 8,000 non-farm jobs. And an important statistic, the job growth rate. I know I'm throwing a lot of stats at you, but the job growth rate increased 2% from a year ago. So that's really good. And of course, for individual workers, average hourly earnings grew in the past couple of years. So when you look at it all, unemployment and inflation had a negative impact on individual workers. But of course, the hourly earnings and the job growth rate were above the national average. So that's why I conclude we have a mixed bag, but overall the state's doing pretty well. And there's jobs available, so that's, as people are out there looking, stay strong. We do have jobs available in a lot of different sectors.
I like ending on a somewhat positive note there, Whitney. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll send things